you can get so wrapped up in football and the X's and O's and the process of things that it's hard to set aside time to pay attention to the individual. And ultimately, when it comes down to it, it's about each coach and myself trying to make sure that we bring out the best in these guys individually, so the cumulative whole becomes what they can be.
Kenny said yesterday he was very happy with the intensity, the passion of the defense. How have you thought about that compared to what your expectations are?
Well, I mean, number one, our coaches are coaching really hard, and we're trying to bring the best out of these guys, and we're trying to make these guys really feel uncomfortable, and just knowing that being uncomfortable with a great spirit, it leads to great growth. So getting these guys comfortable, straining, and feeling uncomfortable is really the key. And we're always looking for dysfunction. One of our mantras and one thing we talk about is always do your 1/11th, and it's basically do your job. And when there's one guy not doing their job, it affects the rest of the 10 guys. And so trying to put them in situations where it's not just walking through the same calls, putting these guys in backed up situations, red zone situations, putting the stress on them like we did today, having them run the length of the field, and putting them in a goal line situation. I mean, that's you got to focus when you're tired, and making you uncomfortable really leads to great growth, especially if you have some success practicing.
Yeah, you're never going to be totally happy, but where do you kind of feel the most encouraged by what you're seeing so far?
Well, I mean, the volume of the defense that we've been able to get in, and being able to tie together just every call with the situations, and I think our guys are starting to really understand situational football in regards to our defense. And I really, the process is really taking hold here, and the process really never ends. But I'm really pleased where we're at this point.
It seems like a lot of your freshmen are doing some good things out there. I mean, CJ Fight, Montana Warren before he got hurt, Josiah Cox, Keith Abney. What's it like kind of feeling like you probably hit on a lot of these guys?
Well, I mean, we definitely feel like we've hit on these guys. Athletically speaking, the key for young guys is understanding how important the process is and how detailed and extensive and in-depth the process is. A lot of these guys are used to, and I'm not talking about anybody specific, but they're used to coming in, with, it's 2 hours a day and maybe, an hour meeting, a half an hour meeting, whereas, Power 5 football is a little bit different animal. And those guys really being able to see the example, before them with the older guys and how they approach each day, the training room, the training table, sleep, I mean, all those things, getting to bed, getting up, preparing for practice, after practice. I mean, it really is a process, and there's a process to playing. And I always tell our guys, like, listen, a starter acts like a starter before he's a starter. Mm-hmm. Like, you just know the guys that are going to eventually be starters, and it has less to do with what they're doing on the field. It has just as much to do with how they're preparing and how they approach things off the field.
And Deshaun Mallard must be a good example in a lot of ways for these guys. What he kind of brought to the field.
He's brought a lot of great example. I mean, the guy comes from another big time 4-year program, so he's been a part of it. He understands the process. He's prepared. He takes care of his body. He communicates. He coaches those guys. He helps coach those guys in drills and pulls young guys aside and tells them, hey, that's right, that's wrong, and that's what a leader's supposed to do, because he cares. And when your leaders care that much about the development of the younger guys, you really feel good about the future.
There's a couple of guys that you said goodbye to as a team, that including somebody that might have had a chance to start.
Yeah.
What does that say about just like the not sacrificing on culture?
Well, number one, I mean, we do a lot of research on every guy. Okay, one of the guys that was here and he left. I mean, we recruited him and talked to him, every other day for 6 months. And a lot of the guys that we have right now are other people's trash. Okay, that we make them our treasures, and that's every coach in America at every program. Some guys like guys, don't recruit them. Other guys like guys, and they recruit them for various reasons. Some guys work out at other programs. Other guys don't work out at other programs. And I can guarantee every guy that we brought in, we came in with a lot of an extensive research. And if they did something or they came in, they just didn't fit in the culture, they made it evident right away. And most guys do, but most guys see what's this is a good thing, and they can see the culture that we're building, and they can see the end of the road when we get there, or they can see, hey, what we're looking at getting to, and they want to be a part of it. And there's other guys that come in and maybe some of the the things that were said by other people that we know were 100% spot on. And but guarantee anybody we're bringing in this program, there's been a lot of extensive research, a lot of phone calls, and a lot of interaction with that person before we brought him in.
Coach, what's the biggest thing that you're trying to get out of tomorrow's scrimmage?
You know, just I know every coach is going to say we want to be healthy. I can go with every cliche right now, but I mean the biggest thing is we want to just continue to take a step forward. I mean we want to continue to get in better shape, continue to put our guys in difficult situations, and really try to identify who's going to bring some dysfunction and guys that we got to make sure start understanding the process a little bit more. And of course we want to stay healthy, but we want to get quality reps and get a quality practice out of tomorrow, no matter what.